Why hello, you people from Earth and outer space. This is I, Alexander from the universe. In this episode of Let's Java, we'll contemplate the meaning of variables. Now you may very well remember from math class how there were variables, meaning that there was a name that you assigned to a value. In programming, there's just the same thing. There are variables, a name corresponding to a value that you then can use in calculations of various different things, or as method or function arguments, or as something else. You can combine them with strings to print out interesting things into the console. And we're going to start off by talking about integers. Now, an integer is a whole number, something you might very well remember from math class. It's a whole number that's either positive or negative. If we were to enter int in here, int, which stands for integer, we are defining a new integer. After the type, we enter a name for this variable, and we're going to call this cool number. Now you can see here we're using the type of camel case here, whereas the first letter in a variable is lowercase. As for every new word we run into, we put an uppercase character. So int cool number is equal to 21. You save that, and if you were to run this, it's gonna work just fine, but nothing happens because we're not actually doing anything with it. So let's take this to the next level and actually print that variable out as well. System out print line cool number. There's also a method for printing out numbers and just numbers. So if we were to run this now, it's going to say 21 because Java's nice like that. So we have a cool number and it's set to 21. Everybody's happy. Now a variable could have any type available for variables to be in. There are integers, there are decimal numbers, there are floating point numbers, and there are a lot of things that we'll talk about at a later time. But for now, think of variables as names corresponding to values that we can print out. Sometimes you might even want to define multiple variables at the same time. And then rather than putting a semicolon here that we put at the end of every statement or expression we make, we can put a comma here and type in another variable name, which is also going to get the type of integer. We could say uncool number, which is equal to something that's not part of the Fibonacci sequence. It's 6. Holy crap, that is an ugly number. And then we could copy this and we could print this out too, the uncool number. See how we move the semicolon over here? That's because we still need to end this line and evaluate everything that's occurring inside this line. So we put a semicolon at the end there to evaluate both cool number and uncool number. When we run this now, you're going to get 21, 6. And that's the basics of variables. Integers are all very nice, but there are times when you might want to have decimal point numbers or even floats, and we're going to cover that in a future episode. So you better stay tuned. Why goodbye, you people from Earth and outer space. Feel free to leave a comment saying something either hilarious or perhaps even a like. Until next time.